everybody, this is Pinay Mama Bear. Today I will be sharing my Crested Succulent collection. Crested Succulents are my favorite. I find them to be amazingly and uniquely beautiful. They also remind me of bonsai plants. They are so compact and slow growing. For those of you who are not familiar with Crested Succulents, cresting is a mutation that's said to happen naturally as the plant grows. From what I have read, plants become crested due to sustaining physical damage to the normal single point and causes it to make multiple growing points. The damage or injury to the plant creates obvious physical changes on the plant. The growth gets pushed against each other, creating a bunching effect, and the rosettes can no longer form normally. The branch or the stem flattens out, creating wide, flat stems. Due to the bunching effect and the crowding up of the leaves together, crested plants look different, unrecognizable, and hard to identify. Let me show you some crested succulents and compare them to their non-crested counterparts. This succulent is Echeveria mira. What I have here are 4 Echeveria mira plants, and the one in the middle is the normal growth. The other 3 are crested plants. This crested Echeveria mira is a great representation of a crested succulent. The leaves are growing along the top of the flat stem. The leaves are so tightly bunched together, you can't even tell what type of succulent it is. This second crested Echeveria mira that I'm going to show you is very interesting. This crested plant has normal growth within the same plant. These 2 rosettes right here, they're normal growth. If you don't cut them away from the plant, they will take growing energy and resources and compete with the crested part of the plant. And since the normal growth grows faster and stronger, the crested part of the plant would lose. Eventually, the whole plant would revert from crested to normal plant. There is actually no downside in removing the normal growth. You can propagate the cuttings and have more Echeveria mira. And at the same time, you'll be able to keep this plant crested. If you do decide to cut and propagate Echeveria, please do so during warm weather. Our next plant is Echeveria Topsy Turvy. Topsy Turvy has rosettes of leaves that are silvery green in color. The leaves curl upward and toward the center of the rosette. Topsy Turvy leaves have very distinct look, so it's easier to identify the crested counterparts. Identifying succulents by color may be unreliable because we have to factor in the age of the plant, the water intake, the sun exposure, and the environment. Echeveria Ramulette. This is another great example of a rose-shaped plant, and Echeveria Ramulette has charming apple green leaves that develops red tips during cold weather, and I have 2 examples for you over here, and they even have blooms on them. The crested version of the Ramulette doesn't even look like a Ramulette. It's another great example of crested characters, which is the tight crowded up leaves sitting on a flat wide stem. Let's move on to the eonium succulents. What I have here are eonium Sunburst. This is the normal version of the eonium Sunburst. It has variegated colors of white, yellow, and green leaves. The crested eonium Sunburst displays the same variegated colors, but instead of normal circular rosettes, the crested version rosettes are much smaller. The stems flatten out and leaves grow on a linear plane. The whole crested plant is much more compact compared to its counterpart. This crested eonium sunburst was propagated from cutting. I got it from this plant over here. This is the mother plant. Last year we had some windy days and one of the branches actually broke, and I put it in soil and it took off, and now mother and baby are doing well. Because of the leaves growing on a linear plane on top of the stem all bunched together, the plant becomes disproportionately heavy at the top and would be prone to toppling over. To maintain balance, pruning is recommended. And finally, Aeonium arboreum. I do have several variations of this crested aeonium in my collection. Here is what the normal version of the plant looks like. The crested and the normal version both display glossy green and dark purple colors. Crested plant has a combination of circular rosettes and bunch-up leaves. The flattened white stem is very apparent, maybe because it's an aeonium branching succulent. This one is my all-time favorite. It is the tallest crested plant I own, and it stands 17 inches tall. All the leaves are on its side instead of on the top. Also, I was able to propagate cuttings from these crested plants. This little one came from this mother plant, and this one came from this mother plant. Crested succulents are a great addition to any succulent collections. If you do decide to grow crested succulents, please remember to give them less water than normal succulents. Give them bright area but not direct sunlight because they're susceptible to sunburn. Remember to remove the normal growth from the crested plant in order to prevent it from reverting to a normal plant. I hope you enjoyed this video and my crested succulent collection. Thank you for watching, and bye for now.